In the vast desert of rubble and crumbling columns, he sees a flower, a single flower. He shambles through the ruins and extends his hand into a blurring image. Stem and petals disintegrate before his touch. An illusion. He looks up, and there, another flower. He rushes toward it as the ground beneath his feet shatters. Endlessly he falls through the remnants of lost and forgotten realms. He wants it to stop. He can't take the rush of hot air and the feeling of his organs rising into his mouth. He hits the ground. Ribs jut out of his chest. Jagged bones rip through his fetid skin. Where am I? What is this place? He's in a half-remembered laboratory. He sees an emblem, the company. He remembers the wars, the opium wars. He remembers the prisoners and the experiments and his endless search for doorways into other realms. He found them, just not the way he thought he would. Warm blood pools around him as thousands of decaying prisoners in company fatigues grab and claw at him. This isn't happening. It can't be happening. You're dead. You're all dead. He closes his eyes. A collective roar, and the prisoners lift him over their heads and toss his broken body into a lightless dungeon. Dark, cold, lonely. He shivers and begs. One more flower. I'll do anything. Just give me one more flower. Power is in the mind. The eye of the mind, as the mystics called it. The eye that lets us dream and visualize is more than we think it is. Much more. It is a key, and it opens doors. Endless doors. And the key is a secretion. A sacred secretion like a drug to travel within the endless worlds within the swirling chaos that is infinite life. Blasphemy! Take your ideas out of this school. They belong to the devil. He takes his ideas to the company and says the secretion is better than opium. He tells them there is no experience like it, and he calls it the Dragon's Doorway. Makes the high from the poppy seem like cough syrup. He remembers the mystics. The unknown mystics, mystics who chant hymns in the hopes they will die with the right vibration. Right vibration? What does it mean to die with the right vibration? It means they believe different vibrations open different doorways to realms unknown. Death opens the doorway, and the dragon carries you away. The company is interested. How would you harvest such an opioid if it's only secreted upon death? I'll find a way. And he does. Only they find him before he can complete his life's work. He vaguely remembers being bludgeoned to death and thrown in a mass grave of corrupting bodies. And he remembers being saved by 9 mystics in thick, dark tunics. Where are the 9 now? What have they done with my research? Why did they try to stop me? Questions, so many questions. Where is my flower? In your mind, he thrusts his fingers into his sockets and tears out his eyes and digs deep into his head, searching for a flower. One flower. Even with no eyes, he can see. It doesn't make any sense. He clamors about the muck and grime. He slips and falls, and suddenly realizes he's clambering over a heap of rotting prisoners and addicts. He pushes through as the groveling men and women beg for more opioids, for tea, for syrup, for opium-laced candies. They make ridiculous promises. Take my house, my money, my children, take everything. Give me more, just a little more. They sound like him. He pushes through a blur of faces he vaguely recollects. Lives ruined, shattered, destroyed. Wasn't his fault. He hears a disembodied voice. Kill them all, and a flower you will have. He stares down at the agonizing men and women and withdraws his cane. Smashes through limbs and skulls furiously. Heads burst open like watermelons. Bones break like dry sticks. He doesn't stop. until he stands atop a mountain of flesh, vomit, and gore. Where is it? Where's my flower? Find it! He falls to his knees and digs through the thick sludge of mangled humanity to search for a flower. Finds one. But just as he touches the flower, it withers away and disappears along with the remnants of his past. Talbot. My name is Talbot. He remembers his name as he stares at 9 hooded figures approaching him. He stumbles over a crumbling pillar with strange symbols written in a language he half remembers. He remembers the school, the secret school, and the mystics and the arcane knowledge they were protecting. He was getting too close, and he wasn't ready. Humanity wasn't ready. Knowledge without wisdom leads to self-destruction. He doesn't care about any of that. You condemned me. You all condemned me, left me to wither away. A hooded figure approaches him. You condemned yourself, Talbot. You condemned yourself. The 9 hooded figures disappear as a massive dragon bursts through the ground and peers down at him with dead black eyes. The hideousness of its face transcends anything he's ever read about, seen, or imagined. An ancient evil quickened with dark life. Talbot trembles in a fog of madness that envelops him. The ancient beast lashes out at him, snatches him in its talons, and swallows him whole. Mingled saliva and acid rips through his tunic and burns his skin to the bone. With screams of agony, he slowly disintegrates in a belly full of putrid, rotting death, watching his body and limbs melt into a gory, endless mass. Talbot wakens in a mass graveyard of skeletons and decaying prisoners of the company. He blinks and shakes muck from his hallowed eyes. He vomits everything in his guts and doesn't understand what's happening to him. Nothing makes sense except for his hunger. Please, I will do anything. Give me what I ask, and I am yours. Give it to me. I need it. Vines suddenly burst through the decaying bodies and surround him. Flowers grow and bloom in all their glory. Beautiful golden serum drips like honey wherever his eye can see. He approaches one slowly and is scared to touch it. He extends his hand and touches the flower, and it doesn't wither away. He touches another and another. Nothing happens. He goes to grab the flower, but instead, the flower grabs him. Vines like tentacles burst out and wrap around him and rip through his veins. 9 hooded figures approach him with disapproving looks. Knowledge without wisdom leads to self-destruction. They inch up to him. Be careful what you wish for, Talbot. Be careful what you wish for.